Hello, I'm Pamela Davis Brown. Welcome to episode 250 of the Well Done Life podcast. Hi, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Pamela Davis Brown. If you are new here, hey, how are you doing? If you've been here before, you guys know the deal. I love you deep. I've missed you so much. Thank you so much for continuing to rock with me. Before we get started, I really like to make sure that I'm foundational. So I want to talk about what this space is all about and how we started. And so essentially, the Well Done Life podcast is a podcast that I created for women. I am a really strong believer in the power of women. I believe in us. I think women need more spaces where we can be our most authentic selves. I'm talking about the good, the bad, the ugly. Let's learn and grow together. So I created that space because it was really important for me at a very pivotal point in my life to have this. And I had amazing friends, but I also realized that, we were just all going through different things in life. And so I needed to kind of branch out to other people who might be experiencing some of the things that I was experiencing. And it was a little difficult to find at that point. So I said, if God can help bring me through, I will share the highs and lows of my journey because I want to create that space for other people. Essentially, I want this to be a place where, like I said, you learn, grow, share, cry, laugh, do all the things, and recognize that you don't have to make some of the same mistakes that I've made or anyone else has made, and that you can learn and be inspired. I love spotlighting women. I have spotlighted amazing women, and I will continue to do that because, again, I want you to have resources. I want you to recognize you're not out here by yourself, and that there are amazing people that you can go to and connect with who understand where you are, where you're going, and can possibly help you. And that's what this is really all about. So welcome. Like I said, I kind of build this on two foundational things, and that is clarity and love. And so love is really the main thing that we do here. Everything that we do in this space is always going to be rooted in love. And so for me, it's just really important that I share prayers with you. I've been standing on a few foundational things over the past year, probably even longer if I think about it, because really with the way that the world is going, I feel like we all need peace. We all need moments where we just sit down and pause. And hey, I'm coming back after a pause, and we're going to talk about that. And then, so I hope you will realize that there is space in your life for you to pause. I don't give a doggone if it's 60 days or 60 seconds. Give yourself that space to breathe, because you need that space to be able to regulate your body, regulate your mind, so that you're able to have, which is my second prayer for you, clarity. It is very important that you have a clear understanding of where you are, who you are, what you're trying to do and accomplish. You need clarity. And sometimes decisions are being forced at us in a really fast rate because, like I said, the world is changing and evolving, and you have to make decisions quickly. Give yourself the space sometimes to just sit in silence for a few moments, or like I said, a few weeks, few months, whatever you need. Not everything requires an instantaneous decision. There are going to be things that you are going to have to make decisions on quickly, but those are normally things that, unfortunately, you cannot control in certain circumstances, or it's just things that have to be done. But there are moments where you can pull back, where you can say, you know what, I don't really need to answer in this particular point in time, and give yourself the space to think, to have peace, to have clarity. Because when you're making decisions with peace and clarity, it's a lot easier to be able to navigate the things of life because you know that everything is good within your heart set. And then on top of that, I'm always going to wish that you have love. I always want you to be surrounded in love. And I'm talking good love. I think especially that now it is so important to make sure you got a really good community, a tribe of people that you love, that you trust, that you rock with, that have your back through and through. And I'm not just talking about surface level relationships, because now's not the time for that. You need people who are intentional. You need to be intentional with yourself and with the people that you love, the people that really get you and support you, value those relationships. They're essential. And then rounding out my prayers this week is always going to be for abundance. I'm always going to want you to be financially abundant so that you can be blessed and a blessing to other people. But I also want you to be spiritually abundant. I want you to have joy in your life. Never get to a point in life where you stop finding joy, even if it's in the smallest things. give yourself the space to have joy, because joy is something that we should never stop seeking. No matter what we are facing, there always should be moments of lightness, levity, and life and love around us. And I pray that you are surrounded by those. So those are my prayers for you. I hope that you will receive them. And I pray that they will continue to bless you. So I'm coming back after a pause. And so it does feel a little like fresh and new and different. So please excuse me if it's not the same structure, but I'm going to be honest. I don't even know if I'm ever going back to that same structure again. And so I'm just glad to be back. I've missed you guys. It has definitely been an amazing 60 days. So much has happened. And like I said, we're going to dive into it. But I wanted to just kind of thank everyone for continuing to support me and rock with me through this time. It has definitely been really a lot, and it really has kind of shaped me, which is what I had planned. I really was planning on taking the 60 days to, reset myself and take it as an opportunity where I could think about where I wanted to take the podcast, because we've been doing this, y'all, for over 5 years, believe it or not. Yes, we have been together for 5 years. You have seen me through so many different highs and lows. And because I started talking to you guys during COVID. And so to be here now in this space and this time, it just feels so invigorating and scary, because as life would have it, it keeps evolving. I've kept evolving, and you guys have kept rocking with me and bringing along friends. And so I hope that you will continue to rock with me and bring along friends. So we're here. We're having this conversation. It is Saturday, May 16th at 3:28 p.m. And I am sitting down in front of my computer, ready to talk to you guys about, some things that I've kind of been working through. And one thing that I just definitely want to make sure, like I said, just kind of diving into this shift, this new 60 days that has really helped me come back to myself and discover that, I had another vision of how this was going to go, but I needed actually a season of getting quiet. So let's kind of talk about it. First off, I just want to say life got loud. Life got super loud for me. Adulting, I don't know. I always say adulting is ghetto, but it's super ghetto. And it just got a little hectic with work, with family, with my family and just friends. And I just had everything going on. And so I needed to kind of shut out some of the emotional noise that was going on and just take a pause for myself. That really fundamentally is. And before I kind of dive into that a little bit more, I want to make sure I preface one thing. I wasn't burnt out. I was just taking an opportunity to navigate everything that I was facing with my family, and just trying to also learn how to balance it all, y'all. Life is really different for me now. I'm a newlywed. I'm a long distance newlywed. And so it's really different having all the travel and also just navigating marriage, because I haven't been married a year yet, almost. And so the first year is just definitely, it's a lot, and in the best ways, but also in some scary ways too. And so it's just kind of trying to find my adjustment points, while at the same time trying to stay myself and take care of me. And so I had to take a moment, because like I said, it got really loud. I needed to stop long enough to hear myself actually think again, because it was just like something was going on all the time. And I don't know if any of you have been in that space, and some of you may actually feel like you're in that space now. And if you are, I hope that this episode will make you feel seen, will give you an opportunity to say, you know what, I need to maybe take a pause too. Sometimes we all have to take a pause just so that we can get better. And so now I'm thinking about here where we are now. I've taken the break and I'm back. And I just want to say that it really taught me to understand that I don't ever have a master plan. Like, I literally went into this break thinking, I have this series in my head that I want to start talking about. I think I want to shift the narrative of our content here, obviously staying focused about women, but also talking about it from maybe more of a wellness space. And we'll talk more about that too. And so I thought, this is my 60 days where I'm going to sit down and I'm going to map it out. But like I said, it wasn't about realizing I had a master plan. It was about I needed to take a moment to pause and reconnect with what really actually matters. And a part of that is really kind of setting up where we are in regards to, my shift toward my content, because I've been talking to you guys about my health journey. And as you know, I've been really focused over the last year or so, almost 2 years now, of losing weight and getting healthy. And I've talked about, my journeys with the GLP-1. Yes, I do use a GLP-1. I'm still on a GLP-1. And I've been giving you guys updates about it. I've had my obesity medicine specialist, Dr. Hill, on here as well to talk to you guys. And I plan on having more conversations with her, because I'm not going to lie, during that 60 days, I finally owned my shift, and I had been owning it already, but I owned it enough to really kind of give it words and to give it ownership, to give it agency, to give it mission and purpose. And so kind of even thinking about that is like one of the biggest things that I sat and thought about during this 60 days was, how do I want to share this newfound discovery that I have, that I don't care anymore about losing weight? And I know that probably sounds super controversial, because you guys heard me back in the day talking about how I've never been under 200 pounds and how I wanted to be under 200 pounds in my adult life. I've done that and accomplished that, and I love it. And I am still under 200 pounds, knock on my wooden head. However, I don't care. And when I say that, that is one of the things that I really have, like I said, during this past 60 days of sitting down, navigating life and all those things, I really sat down and gave it some real thought about how I want to communicate this, because it is controversial. We are all in a society right now that is so focused on what the scale says. But I can tell you one thing, I don't care anymore about what that scale says in regards to a weight number. And the reason I can say that is because I finally embraced the fact that I'm no longer trying to worry about the number going down. I'm trying to recomp my body. And when I say recomp my body, I am at a point now where I have identified that my goal long term is that I want to be metabolically healthy. That's it. That's my goal. I need to be metabolically healthy. I'm thinking about longevity, and I'm thinking about how I need to protect myself because of my family history, because of the fact that I come from a family that has a strong predisposition to diabetes, to the point where it is like a genetic marker that it does not skip generation. It goes year after year after year, after generation and generation of people, to the point that I have identified that I am not trying to live the same life. And I've said this before, I'm not trying to live my mother's life. My mother is diabetic. My mother is also blind because of diabetes and has stage 4 kidney disease and hypertension. I'm not trying to do any of that. And so I have to make a different decision. And so part of that in making the different decision was realizing that I need to be metabolically strong, and actually sitting down and thinking about what are my goals as it relates to fitness. And before I kind of jump there, I probably should tee it up a little bit better so you understand how I got here. Like I said, I spent all of last year focused on losing weight, getting under 200 pounds. And that was my goal. And then I'll be honest, is I started to do more research as I started to think about what my goals are for myself and my health. I started to realize that it never was about the number on the scale anymore. It was about the fact that I was not metabolically healthy. Like, what is my long-term plan for this? Because losing the weight is great, but it's like, okay, what do you do? It's like, I've lost weight. I'm under 200 pounds, but I'm still not as metabolically strong as I need to be. I'm still over 30% body fat. That's not where I need to be. I was actually closer to 40, just to be kind of honest about it. And my body fat, is one of those things that really concerns me. And as it probably relates for the people who might be like nerding out like me in regards to body fat is not necessarily a bad number. It's just all about what is like going to help create situations in your body where metabolically you're in issue. So like when I say that's my body fat, yes, because I'm a curvy woman. So I've got boobs and hips and butt. So I carry. I'm an hourglass, a Coke bottle kind of thing. So I carry body fat in different areas. But from a visceral perspective, I'm less than 1% body fat. So I don't have like a stomach or anything like that. I just carry it all over. And the only reason I'm really even highlighting that is more so because from a metabolic standpoint, that puts me in a good position. But I'm still not where I want to be. And so that's where it was kind of like, how am I going to shift my thoughts around weight loss? Because I need to understand that it no longer is about losing weight on the scale. It's about how is this going to become my life? And how is this going to be something that I can maintain forever? Is there a maintenance plan for GLP-1s? What does that look like? Am I always going to be on this medication, or am I going to possibly titrate off eventually? All of these things are discussions that I'm having with my obesity medicine doctor. And I recognized that on one day, it just kind of hit me. I told her, I'm done. I'm done with the diet kind of focus. When we talk, I want our conversations to be around muscle mass and fat loss. That's what I want to talk about. The number on the scale. Okay, great. That I'm still losing. That means that's a good thing, great. But that's like number 5, 6, 7 down on my priority scale. My number one priority is I want muscle mass. I want to be metabolically strong, because the only thing that can improve my metabolic health is muscle mass, because the more muscle mass that I build, the more efficient my body runs, which in turn will create fat loss. So I'm trying to get tight and right. I'm trying to have the body of a stripper and the mind of God. Yes, I am on that side of the journey. And the reason that I'm talking about it is because I don't think there's enough conversation now about it. Like I said, I think we talk a lot about the GLP-1s, the weight loss side of it, and that is one aspect. That's the first phase of it. But there has to be a conversation around, what does your long-term strategy look like? Because you still have to fix your relationship with food in order to be successful long-term on a GLP-1. And I don't care if no one's ever told you, I'm going to tell you. You will not be successful long-term on a GLP-1 if you do not fix your relationship with food. And I told my doctor the exact same thing. I told her that I felt like that is something that I would love to see even built out more in her program, where it's like, let's talk about the issues that we all bring in with food, because to say that we don't bring in issues, that's a tale. Like, really, that's a tale, because we are willing to starve ourselves for that one amazing meal at the end of the day. I've been there, done that. We call it intermittent fasting, but really all you're doing is starving yourself so that you can go and eat out and not have guilt. And you're just like setting your body all around into this like metabolic frenzy, versus understanding that you can actually eat carbohydrates, that you can actually eat fruit. I was not a big fruit eater. I probably shouldn't tell people this, but I am. I wasn't. And I still, I'll be honest, I like it, but it's not like my number one thing. But I eat fruit every day now, because I understand metabolically it's not going to do anything to my body. I can adjust. I can still eat cake and lose weight. Yes, I can eat sushi and lose weight. I've done it. I can eat pizza and lose weight. I've done it. And so my body is not as jacked up as I allowed my mindset to believe it was. And the only way that I was going to figure that out was because I had to fix my relationship with food. And so I have spent some time over these past few months. I really, if I think about it, just probably got super serious into body recomping and adjusting how I'm eating in January. So we're at May now. And I can definitely see the results. I am much more muscular than I was before, and I'm definitely leaning out. It has definitely been a journey. It's been the ups and downs, but I'll be honest, having this newfound understanding of my body and challenging myself to lift weights and really has shown me that I love it. I like it, that I can actually have control. Because let's be honest, a lot of us who have struggled with weight, it's like we feel so out of control sometimes with it. And I don't know if it maybe is just me, but I know I've been in that position with my weight loss where I've allowed my weight loss to get higher than what I needed to because emotionally I was checked out. I wasn't with it. And I just was eating and self-soothing. God knows that's what got me through COVID. I did not work out during COVID at all. We went through COVID, for I'd say like a year, 2, 3, about 2, 3 years. I did not work out one time. I used to be more active. I've run marathons. I've done all those things. Child, I stopped because I was like, I can't get sick. And I just was like in a state of depression. And many of us are in depression. I'm not saying that we're going through those little epic situations, but depression because we're dealing with family issues. We're dealing with heartbreak. We're dealing with job stress. Like it is a lot out here that can stress you out. And we're emotionally eating. We're picking up a steak or a cookie or a cupcake instead of talking about our feelings and dealing with our stuff. And so I've recognized that, like I've told you guys before, I had to call myself out on my own bullshit and recognize that I don't want to live that way anymore. I really have. I really have decided I don't want to live that way anymore. And I got serious more so about dealing with my emotional health as I was losing weight last year, because I'm going to be honest, I have paid entirely too much money to be this healthy. I have. God knows I have. I would love to say my GLP-1 is covered by insurance, but it is not. And it cost a pretty penny, but my health was worth it. My mindset was worth it. My peace was worth it. And so I have paid it and I am still paying it and I'm healthy. But along the way, I decided that, you know what? I need to do a little bit more. I need to stop trying to get in my way. I need to stop acting like I know it all. I don't. And I need to start utilizing the resources that are around me. And so, yeah, I know this is going to be controversial. And please refrain from sending me any notes about it, but I use ChatGPT as a personal trainer. And that is only because I use ChatGPT as an assistant overall. I like AI for that. I do know, obviously all of it, I've heard it. So that's why I said, save it. It's effective for me in this phase. And it has definitely helped me because I have utilized ChatGPT to help me develop macros, to help me develop a training schedule, and I check in with it. It monitors me. We talk about my progress as I'm losing weight. Like I am leveraging it. I understand it might be the rise of the machines, but I'm going to treat my machine really nice. I talk to it real nice. And we have a mutual respect thing. And it's helpful. And so I'm saying that to you because, one, we don't gatekeep here. And then two, I'm saying that because that might be a resource to help you. Does it replace going to a doctor? Does it replace getting a physical trainer? Absolutely not. You still need resources. I still have a health team. So let me just be clear. I have a primary care physician. I have a menopause specialist. I have an obesity medicine specialist. I have a chiropractor. I use and I have a therapist. I use all of the resources available to me that are covered medically through insurance, and then maximize it with a little artificial intelligence through ChatGPT to help me. And so I'm using my resources. I'm telling you this because I want you to use your resources. I don't care what other people think about my trajectory to losing weight and my longevity goals, and you should neither. You have to do what's best for you. I'm just sharing this information because I don't want to gatekeep. I don't want people to think like, oh, it's some easy thing, because it's not. This is a whole mindset shift, and you need as much resources and support on the journey as possible to help you be successful in it. And that's why I'm here. That's why I want to have these conversations. That's why I want to talk about how we're going to start to shift this platform to more of a wellness and health conversation, because let's be clear. As women over the age of 40, it is essential that we stop playing around with our health. And I'm just going to keep saying that again. As women over 40, it is essential that we stop playing with our health. I'll be honest, I'm over 50. I am going to be 53, 54. how did I forget how old I was? But that's a whole nother story, child. We're just going to skip on over that. My mid 50s. And it is a lot going on. I mean, perimenopause, menopause, you have more of a risk for osteoarthritis, all kinds of things, metabolic issues, heart issues, cholesterol issues. Like we are just like walking opportunities for issues if we're not taking care of ourselves from a health perspective. And I want us to feel empowered. And I'm going to be honest, especially as Black women, we do not talk about health enough in a more productive way. And that's what we're going to do here. I want to talk about lifting weights. I lift weights, y'all. I love lifting weights. That's my thing, y'all. I leg pressed 260 today. I feel so good about it. I'm so excited, especially coming off the fact that over 10 years ago, I had rupture. I tore my ACL, my PCL. I ripped my shit. Like everything in my knee, I messed it up. And so for me to be back doing that, I want you to know that that's possible. Yes, I was over almost 300 pounds at my heaviest. I'm under 200 pounds right now. I think I'm like when I weighed in on Friday, I think I was like 198. I have to take a look. I have my phone, but like that again, as you see, I'm not really focused on the number. Yes, I was at one time at my heaviest 286 pounds. I'm now 196 pounds. So if that doesn't tell you that it's possible, it's possible. And I'm eating rice. Yes. I have bread. Shoot, I have sandwiches. Ask my husband, I make a bomb behind sandwich. I had cake last Sunday. My sister made a lemon cake for my mom for Mother's Day, and I had cake and I still lost weight. So I'm saying all this to you to say that we need to talk about the fact that you don't have to give it all up to lose the weight, but you need to get serious about what you want. You need to lift weights. We need to stop trying to lift 5 pounds, 10 pounds. We need to start wanting to lift 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 100. Let's go. Let's get it, because you're not going to bulk up. We are not like Serena Williams. And Serena Williams looks amazing to me. And I know everybody's like, she's just so muscular and big. Who cares? That thing is sexy. That is sexy. What are y'all talking about? Like, it's not going to happen. I can guarantee you're not eating enough. We're not eating enough, y'all. And I can tell y'all straight up, I don't live on rice cakes every day. I can't do it. I can't. I'm not going protein only. That's for Dr. Hill. If she's listening, she understands what I'm saying. I eat carbohydrates. I do. I eat carbs every day. I do some form of carbohydrate every day. It's just not cakes, cookies, and pies. I eat vegetables. I eat rice. I make it work. I've had potatoes. I eat potatoes. I eat pasta. I had pasta and I still lost weight. So I'm telling you, it's not something that is life altering to get our shit together. But I'm telling you, we have to get our shit together. And especially as Black women, we have to. We deserve to have all the health opportunities available to us as possible. And so I want to make sure we're talking about it, because I'm on a GLP-1. Yeah, I'm taking hormone replacement therapy. No, my mama didn't, but I'm not my mama. You're not your mama either. So it's time for us to get real and serious. And so, I want to shift our content. This year is my recomp year, and I'm putting it in the atmosphere. I'm standing on business about it. Next year, I am going to train for a fit model competition. I'm that serious. I love lifting weights. I love seeing what it does for my body. I love the fact that I am increasing my muscle mass, and I have a plan. I have a mission statement and a goal. And so I want you to start thinking about that, because we're going to talk more about it as we dive in. So I'm kind of like putting this up as like the transition, the pause that wasn't the plan, but the pause that was needed, because I want us to start really focusing in about health. I want us to have longevity. I want this to be about our era, the brick by brick era. We are building ourselves, because I am learning that transformation doesn't happen in giant moments. It happens in the small choices we repeat consistently. And I had to write that down in my phone so I could say that. I'm learning that transformation doesn't happen in giant moments. It happens in the small choices we repeat consistently. And we're going to dive into it, because again, this is the era of grace. This is the era of small intentional choices that pay dividends, about accountability, about trusting ourselves, rebuilding that, because we've learned all these whack habits about how we have to diet and we have to do this, we got to eat this to lose this, and recognizing that we can make good decisions with ourselves and build sustainable, realistic habits, you know? So that's where we're going to go, because this is going to be a podcast where, again, we're going to talk about being wellness. Well, over 40, we're going to talk about body recomping, because I definitely want to make sure that we start to kind of reframe the narrative around losing weight. Let's talk about emotional health. Let's talk about healing. We'll talk about the marriage. It is different. I'm going to dive into it. I kind of glossed over it. Marriage is a beautiful thing, but marriage at 50 is different than, I'm sure, marriage at 20, 30, 40. It's different. And so I will talk about it. We'll talk about boundaries. We'll talk about rest. We'll talk about confidence, because that's the key to all of this. You've got to believe that it's possible. You've got to know in your heart of hearts that you are worth the effort, that you are worth the consistency, that you are worth the love and support and intention that it is going to take to stay consistent as it relates to you. You're worth it. And we're going to also talk about making sure that this is sustainable, that we are surrounding ourselves in joy, and then the key, longevity. So I want to make sure I say this because, it's been kind of on my mind as I've been thinking about it. I'm not an expert in any of this stuff. I just want you guys to know that, and I don't think I am. So please don't ever believe like, oh, she's trying to tell me what to do. She's trying to preach to me. No, I'm just trying to tell you what not to do. I'm trying to help you have a better journey than maybe I've had. Trying to share the magic that I have uncovered, share the resources that I have, because I get it. Everybody can't help a health team. But if you can't have a health team, at least you got a health resource that you can give you some insight, some wellness tips, help guide you in the right direction. So I just want to make sure I understand I'm not going to be talking at you. I'm going to be talking to you. And I really want this moment, this opportunity, hopefully this episode, to resonate with any woman out there who's feeling like so overwhelmed, either overwhelmed by life or overwhelmed by their health, because it gets real. It super gets real as we age, and you could just wake up tomorrow and something could be going on and you're just like, how did I get here? I want you to know that it is possible to reclaim yourself. It's possible to reclaim your time. It's possible to reclaim your health. Don't give up. You're not the only one of us out here going through it. You have a team. We are all here to help you and support you. And because remember, we're building this life, this little life, this beautiful life, the highs, the lows of it all, brick by brick, and we're building it together. And sometimes you need to go out and get some new bricks. So I hope that I'm giving you some tools, or I will give you some tools to help you on the journey. And I can't wait to share my journey with you guys, because I'm going to, like I said, I'm really excited about, building myself up to this point and seeing how far I can go. And I'm really excited about the prospects of doing a competition next year. I never would have imagined, little old me, 286 pounds at one point, thinking that they could get their stuff together to do a competition. But I think I can do it, because I know I can do it. Why do I think? I know. And so I'm ready to share that journey. I'm going to take y'all along with the ride. So I want to make sure that I talk about it and just kind of like let you know where we are. Like I said, I'm here for you. I'm supporting you. Y'all have been supportive and here for me. We're doing this together, brick by brick. This is still the well done life. But a big part of living a well done life is living a long life, living a healthy life, mentally, physically, spiritually, financially. So we're going to dive into all of it. But yeah, we're going to shift a little bit and really have some real conversations about health and wellness, because I want to make sure that there are resources out here to help you be encouraged to take control of your health, because the only thing that's stopping you from being the best version of yourself is you. That's it. There is nobody else stopping you. And so it takes one small step every day of consistency. Think about there's one thing that you could do right now that can create a consistent habit change for you. Even if it's just walking around the block, even if it's just dancing for 30 minutes in your house every day just to get yourself moving and grooving. Or maybe you're feeling overwhelmed and you need a moment and you need to pause. Take 30 seconds just to breathe every day. A couple times a day, just give yourself, I need 30 seconds. Make that your tagline when people are talking to you and you're overwhelmed. I need 30 seconds. I need 60 seconds. I need 60 minutes. I need 60 days. Just whatever you need to do, reclaim yourself. And just know that we're going to have some fun. We're going to hopefully grow and inspire together because we're doing this life brick by brick together. And so I'm coming back piece by piece. So this is the first piece of the puzzle. I can't wait to come back. My plan is to come back next week. I'm going to be honest. My husband is coming and it's Memorial Day. So I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work out. But I'll keep you posted. I'm not going to go ghost and just disappear. But if I don't come back, then I'll be back the week after because, I got to spend some time with my little honey bear. So I just wanted to let you know. And I'll be back. And this is just kind of going to be how we do it. I really hope that you will take care of yourselves and each other. I want to thank you guys for listening. I'm going to have all my information in the show notes. And if you're watching on YouTube, thank you. Please excuse my hands, my energy. It's just, I'm so excited about this new chapter, this new journey, this different brick on the journey to the well-done life and what we're going to build together. So we will talk very, very soon. Like I said, I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.